What if you're winning at the wrong game? Excellent grades, promotions, certificates, progress, all the boxes checked, but late at night when it's quiet, you feel it. Something's missing, not failure, something else. You're climbing, fast, high, but the ladder is against the wrong wall. Let me tell you what success meant to me growing up. Grades, high school, top marks, university, honors, work, certifications. That was the path, that was the measuring stick, and I climbed it. Every exam, every program, every qualification. I wasn't wrong to do this. Education matters, excellence matters. But here's what I didn't realize at the time. I wasn't choosing this definition of success. I was inheriting it. From school systems that rank you by marks, from a culture that celebrates degrees, from workplaces that promote based on credentials, from family gatherings where the first question is, what did you study? So I kept climbing, finished one program, enrolled in the next, got the promotion, aimed for the next level, and it felt like progress, because everyone around me agreed, this is what success looks like. But slowly, quietly, other parts of life started fading, not all at once, not dramatically, just deprioritized. Relationships became secondary, not neglected completely, just not the focus. I'll invest in that after this qualification. I'll focus on marriage once I get this promotion. I'll spend time with family when work settles, but work never settled, and the qualifications never felt complete. There was always one more level, one more certification, one more milestone that would finally mean I'd arrived. Friendships thinned, not because I didn't care, but because I was always too busy becoming someone. Health got postponed. I'll exercise when I have time. I'll eat better when things slow down. But things never slowed down. Peace of mind? That was for people who had already made it. I was still climbing, still proving, still achieving. And from the outside, it looked successful. CV looked impressive. LinkedIn looked strong. Introductions sounded accomplished. But inside, I was tired. Not physically exhausted, existentially tired. Tired of climbing a ladder I never chose. Tired of winning at a game I didn't design. Tired of checking boxes that didn't fill the emptiness. And this isn't just about academics. For some people, success means money. More. Always more. Bigger house, newer car, fancier lifestyle, and they chase it. Sacrifice everything for it. Work longer hours, take more risk, hustle harder. And maybe they get it. The money comes, the account grows. But so does the stress, the anxiety, the emptiness, because money without peace is just expensive misery. For others, success is fame, followers, influence, recognition, being seen, being known, being validated, so they perform. Every day, another post, another appearance, another performance, and maybe they get the attention, but they lose themselves in the process. Because fame without substance is just noise. And here's the pattern. We chase what's visible, what we can photograph, what we can show, what we can count. Degrees, money, titles, followers. Because these things are measurable, they fit on a CV, they show up in a bank account, they appear on a screen, but the things that actually make life worth living, peace of mind, debt-free sleep, good health, deep relationships, waking up looking forward to the day, these don't show up on social media. You can't screenshot peace, you can't post your health metrics and get likes, you can't flex being content, so we underestimate them. We treat them as luxuries we'll enjoy later, after we've achieved the visible success. But later never comes, because the chase never ends. My awareness came quietly, not in a dramatic breakdown, just a slow, uncomfortable question that kept coming back. Is this what I actually want? Not, is this impressive? Not, will this make me look successful? But, is this what I want my life to be about? And the answer, when I was honest, was no. I looked at my life. Qualifications, yes. Progress, yes. Impressiveness, sure. But fulfillment, connection, joy, those were scheduled for later. Always later. And I realized I'd spent years becoming successful at something that didn't actually matter to me. Not because it was wrong, but because it wasn't mine. It was the definition someone else handed me, and I climbed their ladder. Fast, high, efficiently. But it was still the wrong wall. So I started asking different questions. Not, what should I achieve next, but what actually makes me come alive. Not, what looks successful, but what feels like a life well lived. And the answers surprised me. Family. Not someday. Now. Health. Not when convenient. Now. Peace of mind. Not as a reward for later. As a priority for today. These weren't impressive. They didn't look like achievement, but they felt like life. Here's what I want you to understand. Money isn't bad. Achievement isn't wrong. Visibility isn't evil. If those things genuinely matter to you, if you've examined your life and decided wealth is your focus, then pursue it fully. If academic excellence genuinely fulfills you, if learning and credentials bring you joy, then chase them without apology. If influence is your calling, if you're meant to be seen and heard, then step into that boldly. The problem isn't the goal. The problem is when you're chasing someone else's goal and calling it your own. When you're climbing a ladder because everyone said you should. When you're measuring success by metrics you never chose. Because if you don't define success for yourself, society will define it for you. Social media will tell you it's followers and luxury. Your workplace will tell you it's titles and promotions. Your culture will tell you it's property and status. And you'll spend your life chasing their definition, achieving their version of success, and wondering why it feels empty. So let me ask you directly, what does success actually mean to you? Not to your parents, not to your peers, not to Instagram, to you. When you're 60, looking back, what will you wish you'd prioritized? Will you wish you'd worked more or connected more? Will you wish you'd earned more or rested more? Will you wish you'd impressed more people or loved more deeply? Only you can answer that. But you have to answer it. Because the default answer, the one society gives you, might be the wrong one. And you won't know until you're years into climbing and you finally look up and realize, wrong wall. So how do you figure it out? How do you define success on your own terms? Here are 3 questions to sit with. 1. What do I want my life to feel like? Not look like, feel like. Do you want to feel peaceful, accomplished, connected, free? Your answer determines everything. If you want peace, chasing status will destroy you. If you want freedom, debt will trap you. If you want connection, isolation for career won't work. Start with the feeling, then build toward it. 2. What am I willing to not have? This is the hard one. You can't have everything. So what are you okay with not achieving? Maybe you're okay not being the richest person in your circle. Maybe you're okay not having the biggest house. Maybe you're okay not being visible on social media. Maybe you're okay not having every credential. When you're clear on what you're willing to miss, you stop feeling guilty about not chasing it. 3. If no one was watching, what would I choose? Remove the audience, no family expectations, no social media, no colleagues watching, no status to maintain. Just you and your one life. What would you actually choose? That's your answer. That's your definition. Success isn't one thing. It's not money. It's not fame. It's not degrees. It's not status. It's whatever makes your life feel like yours. And if you haven't defined it, you're living someone else's version, climbing someone else's ladder, winning someone else's game. And that's not failure, it's worse than failure, it's succeeding at the wrong thing. So take a moment, stop climbing, look at the wall your ladder is against, and ask honestly, is this where I want to be? If the answer is yes, climb faster. If the answer is no, it's not too late to move the ladder. It's not too late to redefine success. It's not too late to choose a life that's actually yours. Kwacha, it has dawned. And now you see, the ladder was never the problem. The wall was. If this conversation is making you rethink what you're chasing, subscribe. Because next time, We're going deeper. We've talked about timelines, about limits, about overload. Now we've talked about definition. But there's one more piece, one more question that changes everything. Until then, define success for yourself, or someone else will. Kwacha Life Lessons, your life, your definition, your terms.